Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Governor Greg Abbott has promised the largest property tax cut in Texas history. This amendment delivers on that promise by providing $20 billion. The number to beat seems to be about $14.2 billion that was in 2008 and 9. And for members of the public who are wondering what compression means, it's just an amount paid by the state to local governments to compress or decrease your property tax. While the House claims to offer $17.3 billion in tax relief, it fails to acknowledge that the number includes $5.3 billion in old compression efforts. Our budget night, I heard several legislators say this is entirely new compression. However, the $5.3 billion counted in our $17.3 billion number is based on current law. That means if the House did absolutely nothing this year on property taxes, the $5.3 billion in compression would still happen because it's current law. We passed it years back, hence it's old compression. Only new compression should be considered when we boast to taxpayers about what we did with their money this session, especially when we overcollected nearly $33 billion from them. Despite my support of this great bill, which I will support, I want to make the most of this historic opportunity to give back taxpayers across the state of Texas. My understanding is that HJR 1 eliminates the needs to break constitutional spending caps if passed by voters this year. But even if we needed to break the spending cap, I believe my colleagues would vote for this and breaking the spending cap to give quality relief to taxpayers. They deserve it. The reality is, I'd like more than $20 billion in compression. I would like to use the entire surplus. There are a number of members that, in fact, have offered bills that offer 90% of what we have left over in the surplus and eliminate school M&O altogether. Once you adjust the previous record of $14.2 billion for inflation, it's about $20 billion. Therefore, the $20 billion included in this amendment meets the qualifications to truly fulfill Governor Abbott's promise of delivering the largest property tax cut in Texas history. This allows us all to go home and look our voters in the eye and say, we genuinely gave you what we promised, the largest tax cut in Texas history. Ultimately, I want to offer as much property tax relief as we can. If it was up to me, I'd use the entire $33 billion surplus and give it back to taxpayers, every single cent that we've overcollected. Taxpayers deserve this, and I'm simply seeking to make a great bill even greater. And if you don't know, Lieutenant Governor across the way just said he would kill this bill. Let's make this so darn good that he can't kill it. I move adoption.
The chair recognizes Mr. Meyer to speak in opposition to the amendment.
I appreciate Mr. Tinderholt's amendment, but we are going to continue to have these conversations after we get this bill off the floor, and we will be looking at every single aspect of this bill, including the amount of tax relief, which, as I stated, is the largest as it currently stands in the history of the state of Texas. But these conversations will be ongoing, and I look forward to having these conversations after we vote this bill off the floor. And so with that, I'm going to move to table Representative Tinderholt's amendment.
The chair recognizes Mr. Tinderholt to close on the amendment.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you all listening intently, and I think it's important to note that when I go home, and I think when you go home, and we look the people in the eye, and they know there was almost $33 billion, do we want to tell them we increased government more, or do we want to tell them we gave them their money back? I've requested a record vote on this, and I hope you'll be with me and vote for my amendment to stand with me with the property tax compression and with the taxpayers. Please vote with me. Thank you.
Mr. Tyndall has requested strict enforcement. Members, you must vote from their desk and may not vote for another member. Members, Mr. Meyer has moved to table the amendment, the Tinderholt amendment. If you support the amendment, vote no on the motion to table. If you support the amendment or you oppose it, vote yes. So again, if you're with Mr. Tinderholt, you vote no. If you're with Mr. Meyer, you vote yes. A record vote has been requested. A record vote has been granted. The clerk will ring the bell. Show Mr. Meyer voting aye, Mr. Tinderholt voting nay. Have all members voted? There have been 118 ayes and 20 nays. The motion to table prevails.